Every second, millions of people are connected across the world through the internet, an invisible force which allows us to have anything we want at the snap of our fingers. We buy our food, clothes, entertainment, and even pay our bills over it, reaching out into the cloud to browse, tap, save, upload, download everything in a flash of lightning. Faster and faster, with social media being the heart of this brutal storm. Social media is the future of communication. A countless array of internet-based tools and platforms that increase and enhance the sharing of information. Social media has been a huge revolution over the past 10 years, going from just some quirky messaging sites to an international phenomenon that everyone and their grandma uses. And it's been a bumpy ride for these companies, with large amounts of controversy ranging from data protection to paedophilia lawsuits. The rise of social media is not only noticeable, but it's potentially harmful to anyone and everyone that uses it. We interviewed a range of people, from professionals to teachers and even the students themselves, so that we could understand the development of this conglomerate. We interviewed Michael Alexander, a psychologist and practicing therapist, and discussed the topic of social media.
My name is Michael Alexander. I'm a registered member of the BACP and I've been practicing for probably getting on for 10 years. I think that we go through different developmental stages in our lives. As we mature, other factors come in, factors such as being independent. People talk about the terrible twos, where children are striving to be independent. We get to between, say, 12 and 18, and there we're in a sort of role confusion. You know, am I a boy, am I a girl, what do I want to do, what pressures are on me from the family, from school or college. And I think that social media can affect all of these stages. I think social media might encourage independence. It might also encourage role confusion as to what people are, how people feel about themselves. And because we've got nothing to compare it with, I think there's a big question mark over social media at the moment as to what role it plays in people's lives.
This question mark led us to dig into some of the raw data values of the internet, in the hope to learn about how as a global population we use it. The number of worldwide users is expected to reach 3.02 billion monthly active social media users by 2021. That works out as a new social media user every 15 seconds. Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp handle 60 billion messages a day. Google processes 100 billion searches a month. That's an average of 40,000 search queries every second. Okay, so it's clear we use the internet a lot. However, how does it affect us on a social level? We spoke with Victoria Betton, the Managing Director of the NHS organisation mHabitat, and Victoria Betton recently wrote a book documenting the chapters of mental health in the online world.
So my name is Victoria Betton and I'm Managing Director of mHabitat. So we're an NHS-hosted organisation that helps the NHS and the public sector innovate around use of digital technology. So this issue of whether social media stops people socialising in person, I'm not sure how accurate that is. So I think for all of us we can hide away if that's what we feel the need to do. But actually, when I think about how my children, I've got 3 teenagers, use social media and how I use it, they blend their on and offline lives all the time. So, you know, they might start a conversation on FaceTime, they meet their friends at school, they're messaging on the way home, and then they're gaming together in the evening. So I think this polarised idea of you're either online or you're offline probably isn't a very accurate way of describing how the world really works for most people. And for most people, they're doing a bit of online, a bit of offline, and what happens is that their relationships are strengthened by having connections in multiple ways. So I think a better way to think about it is, for each of ourselves, do our lives feel good? Do we feel like we're getting exercise? Are we getting enough sleep? Are we eating enough? Are we seeing our friends? And if things are out of kilter and we're maybe compensating by going online at the expense of seeing people offline, then that's why it's a problem. But actually screen time in and of itself I don't think is necessarily a problem. It's more about how we get balance in our lives. Well, I guess that in terms of shaping our behaviour, and of course I'm old enough to remember time well before the internet, never mind smartphones, it's absolutely shaped my behaviour because I spend my whole time on and off my phone. So a lot of what I do, I go to my phone for all sorts of different things, whether it might be reading an article, trying to find where I'm going to go, using Google Maps, for example, or whether I'm just chatting to somebody, a friend or my children online. So it's definitely made me jump to something much more quickly and easily than I would have done in the past. So it's made my life very convenient. It's probably made me quite lazy about how I look for information. I think what we do need to think about is what our personality preferences are and how social media might amplify those aspects of our personality. So I'm quite a gregarious, outgoing person. So I really like channels like Twitter because I'm like, chatting to people all the time online. For someone who's maybe a little bit more introverted, that might not work for them, or it might be actually that because you can plan what you're going to say online, it's quite different to seeing someone straight face to face. You can plan your interactions, and if someone's a little bit socially awkward or socially anxious, sometimes having that little bit of distance online can actually be a positive thing, and that's what young people told us when we interviewed them, and I think there's quite a bit of evidence to back that up as well.
Our behaviour is always affected by the stimuli around us, but we wanted to know more about the younger generations and how the online world influences them. From our online survey of 16 to 25-year-olds, 96% use Snapchat, Instagram and YouTube every single day. With the average consumption time being between 2 and 3 hours, that's 21 hours a week, 1,000 hours a year, or about 46 days a year. An eighth of a year is spent staring at a phone screen. So if the average person lives for 80 years, you would spend 10 years of your life on a social media platform. So ask yourself, is this the best way to be spending your free time? With such a large amount of time spent online, cyberbullying is one of the key issues within the electronic age. From our survey, 68% of people said they had either been targeted by abuse online or seen it occur. Based on this, we asked some college students about their general thoughts about social media, and we also asked about the way they use the internet.
I've got quite a lot of friends that I don't see as often as I'd like to, so it's nice to see what they're doing, what I'm doing, and being able to use social media to message people and stuff. And I've met, I can't count how many people I've met over social media that have influenced my career and helped me. There's certain people I've worked for, people that have worked for me, it's benefited me massively career-wise.
I think probably people's mental health might be a bit better, to be honest. I think that's a major factor in, people who are struggling with mental health issues. If you're constantly worrying that you're not good enough because other people are putting really good things on like Snapchat, Instagram, that can affect you.
I won't say a bad experience in particular, but I've had times when you look back and how much time you've wasted looking at other people's lives when you should be really enjoying your own life, and you're constantly looking at what other people are doing and not focusing on what you're doing in the here and now. So not a one in particular negative time, but certain times at quite a while.
The passage of time. A powerful and precious thing, yet we throw it away to mindlessly scroll down a web page. It is exactly that which is the problem. The addictive, endless scroll in a lifetime which is not endless, stealing our precious time from us and leading us to forget who we truly are. So maybe ask yourself again, is this really the best way to be spending your time?